Hello, and welcome to Infinite Holistics. Our mission is to educate you on holistic health and help you to improve your health naturally. Today, we're going to be talking about how crystals and gems relate to healing and how crystal healing works. Now, I know what you might be thinking, how can a rock help me heal? But trust me, there's a lot more to these crystals than meets the eye. If you are someone that has your reservations regarding crystals, this show is for you. Or if you're someone who's just curious about crystals, what they're for, how to use them, this series is also for you. This is a 3-week series to educate you on how crystals and gems relate to healing. I hope you all find it interesting and I hope you learn something new. If you have any questions, please drop them into the comment section below. But before we get started, I want to give a quick disclaimer. None of the information on this show is intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And as always, speak to your healthcare provider before making any radical changes. Now, with that being said, let's get started. Let's talk about how crystals and gems relate to healing. There are 7 main energy centers in the body. You may have heard of them. They're also called chakras. Stones, crystals, and gems, whatever you want to call them, they're laid on the body over the chakra points. The vibrational frequency from the crystal helps to stabilize, open, and balance the chakras. This is sometimes called or referred to as crystal therapy. Crystal therapy is used for physical, spiritual, and emotional healing. It has been proven on a scientific level that these crystals can absorb, store, and release energy. Crystals and gems have been used for centuries for their magnificent healing properties, dating all the way back to ancient Kemet or Egyptian times. Some healers place identical colored crystals as the color of the chakras on the individual to stimulate the flow of energy. Crystals direct the energy flow to or from a person and bring balance to their energy field. Now, this is not to say that by wearing a crystal that it has the ability to transfer someone else's energy to you or to transfer your energy to someone else. The energy flow that the crystal directs is the flow of energy between you and the crystal only. Which brings me to another point. The main principle behind the need for crystal healing. So the main principle is to cleanse a person from negative or bad energy that is believed to cause severe disease. Now, let's break that down a little bit. Let's say you get into a heated argument with a friend and now you're all stressed out, you're tensed up, where you start to bite down or grind your teeth. If the teeth grinding persists, it can lead to headaches or migraines. Persistent stress can send your body into a fight or flight response, which will cause tiny hair-like fractures on the heart muscle and dump large amounts of adrenaline into the bloodstream. It will also cause the digestive system to shut down completely. When you're in fight or flight mode, your body is thinking about survival, not digestion. So that stress or argument is what I'm referring to when I say negative or bad energy. And those were just a few examples of how negative energy can turn into severe disease. I hope that makes sense to everyone out there watching. Again, if you have questions, drop them into the comment section below. Crystal healing or crystal therapy will allow you to release that negative energy and emotions into the crystal, because crystals have the ability to absorb negative energy. So how does it work? Crystals and gemstones are natural minerals similar to the 102 our bodies are made of. For example, our bodies contain a mineral called iron. I'm sure you've heard of it. Our bodies cannot live without iron. This black tourmaline is a crystal or natural mineral that contains iron. So what do you think would happen if I am a person that suffers from low iron and I continue to keep this crystal around me or in my environment? Suppose I have a necklace and I wear the crystal daily. My body would naturally start to absorb the iron from the crystal. Same thing with this satellite. This is a crystal that has the ability to decrease calcium deficiencies because it contains calcium. Now, what do you think would happen if I wear this on my skin or decide to place the crystal over a pot of boiling water? Well, I'll tell you what happens. As the condensation from the crystal drips back into the pot of boiling water, the calcium from the crystal would then be absorbed into the water. Making a tincture from the water can help to decrease a calcium deficiency. Those are two examples of how crystal healing works. Here's another example of how crystal healing works. Crystals display a measurable oscillation or frequency. The innermost part of our cells are affected by this frequency or vibration. It has also been documented that spontaneous changes of brain waves occur when crystals or gems are placed on the body. One very important thing to note is that the measurable oscillation or frequency that a crystal emits is both harmonic and continuous. Now, this is where I think the major healing benefit comes in. Because a crystal vibration is harmonic and continuous, it has the ability to transfer that energy to a person that is stressed, chaotic, up and down, all over the place. Here's a good example. Let's say you're laying with your partner or child, for example. At first, you're breathing on two different patterns, but after a few moments, your heartbeat sync up, your breathing syncs up. This is pretty much what happens when a crystal is placed on the body or in your environment. Now, let's discuss a little more in detail of what happens when a crystal comes into contact with the human body. I really want you all to grasp and understand this. For starters, it influences energy flow through the meridians or energy pathways of the body. It activates the chakras, stimulates electrical nerve impulses, and it activates the hormonal glands. And it also helps with the metabolism of cells, tissues, and organs as the exchange of matter through the cell membranes are stimulated electromagnetically. Not only physical parts of the body are stimulated this way, but also the corresponding emotional, spiritual, and mental parts as well. The healing effect of a crystal is caused precisely by the constancy and regularity of its energy vibrations. Chaotic, confused energy inside our bodies can be harmonized when they are tuned by the crystal. Now, there are many different crystals and gemstones that can be used for healing. Each one has its own unique properties that can be used to target specific areas of health. For example, some of the most popular crystals for healing include amethyst, rose quartz, and jade. Amethyst is said to be helpful for relieving anxiety and stress, while rose quartz is known for its ability to promote self-love and acceptance, while jade is thought to be helpful in improving physical health. Of course, this is just a small sampling of the many different gemstones that are available for use in crystal healing. There are literally hundreds of crystals that can be used for a variety of different reasons. There are many different ways to use crystals for healing. You can wear them as jewelry, carry them in your pocket, or place them in your environment. You can also use them in meditation or energy work like Reiki. How you choose to use crystals for healing is up to you. Experiment and see what works best for you. If you're new to crystal healing, it's a good idea to start with just 1 or 2 stones. Get to know their energy and how they make you feel before adding more to your collection. Remember, there's no right way or wrong way to use crystals. It's all about listening to your intuition and following your own path.